Today marks the beginning of an exciting food series from my LA trip, and I ate so much food during this trip, and all I have to say is thank God I'm bulking. There was too much footage to pack in one video, so I thought I'd separate them into different categories. So this particular video will focus on casual eats. So from chicken and waffles to deep fried Oreos, I'm going to share a mini review on these foods, the restaurant, the overall vibe, everything, and share my favorite spots and the ones to skip. And I've got more coming with dedicated videos on breakfast spots, lunch favorites, and even high-end dinner restaurants. So for this video, I'm going to quickly go over around like 8 to 9 restaurants. Let's start with Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles. So this was actually our very first spot that we tried upon our arrival to LA. And this location was the one that's the closest to the LAX airport. So when we first arrived, it was very, very empty. I think we went around mid-noon, so I guess that makes sense. It wasn't really lunch or dinner. Based on the interior and like overall decoration and setup of the restaurant, it seemed like it was trying to replicate that homey vibe. So that was pretty nice. And these are some shots of the menu. So feel free to pause and take a look at what they offer along with the prices. Now, coming from Toronto, everything here is overpriced, especially in restaurants. And for like a main dish in Toronto, the minimum you can get is maybe like $25 or so, and it can really go up to like more than $100. So that's pretty much what it's like in most restaurants in Toronto, especially casual restaurants. So the prices here are pretty standard. I wasn't super hungry, so I didn't really feel like eating their signature waffles, but I did want to try out their chicken. So I ended up getting the 3 house-made tenders and coleslaw served with your choice of waffle or mac and cheese or french fries. So I opted for the french fries, and I got it with the ranch sauce. My friends had ordered the same exact thing except for Levon. He also got the chicken but got the waffles instead. So as you can see, the fries were served first, and I personally think that the fries were too much. They gave a lot of fries and only 3 tenders and a tiny portion of coleslaw. I was really surprised with the portion of the coleslaw. Actually, it was very small. But my first impressions, the fries were standard to me. They didn't really taste like anything special. Although Sako, who is the one with the printed sweater, he really loved the fries. Like, he was raving on and on about the fries. But I don't know, I personally think they were just standard. We all thought the chicken tasted good, but just like the fries, we didn't really think that there was anything special with the chicken, although it did taste fresh and was very tender. But in all honesty, I prefer Popeye's chicken over this. And I also want to add that we all thought that the coleslaw tasted weird. It tasted like it almost had alcohol in it. It was very strange, so I didn't end up finishing my coleslaw. So I didn't eat the waffles, and I don't think he had anything like worthy to say about the waffles really. And the cost of my meal was $22.95. For $22.95, I don't think it was worth the money. The portions given, in my opinion, was a little off. The fries was too much, not enough chicken tenders, coleslaw was tiny. So yeah, I don't think it was worth it. Would I eat here again? Probably not. If you are somebody who is visiting LA for the first time, I would probably skip this one. Unless you're a chicken enthusiast and want to try out all the chickens in the area, then by all means go ahead, but I just personally wouldn't go again. Next up is Randy's Donuts. The only reason why we went here is because it was super close to Roscoe's, so we decided to hit this place up for some quick desserts. And I thought the location itself was cool. I love the huge donut sign, and it's one of those locations where you just order through a window. So here is the menu, and we ended up getting 6 donuts.
Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh.
So we got the pink raised with sprinkles under their deluxe menu, the glazed twist, which is also under their deluxe menu, the Nutella raised, which is under their premium, and either the chocolate raised or chocolate ice cake. I don't remember which one, but either way, both of those are under the classic menu. And then we got the maple raised also under their classic menu. And we heard pretty good reviews on this place, so we did have higher expectations with these donuts. They look good, but when we ate them, it honestly tasted like it was like 4 days old or something. Like, it didn't really taste fresh at all. It just seemed like they had a bunch of donuts sitting in the back and they just gave us what was left. I tried 2 pieces. I ate the glazed twist, which was huge, by the way, and the Nutella raised. And for the price, it wasn't bad at all. It was a little over $12. And for my Canadian subscribers watching this, I'd say Tim Hortons Donuts is better than this. So yeah. Would I recommend this place? Probably not. So moving on, we have In-N-Out Burger. So we obviously had to try this out because there is no locations yet in Toronto. I wanted to show the footage of us pulling into the parking lot because it took a very long time trying to find parking.
It's like we don't know what we're doing.
Uber Eats isn't so funny anymore, Lamont.
It's not.
It's not so.
So first off, LA traffic is terrible. I thought Toronto was bad, but LA really beat Toronto in that regard. And we were very surprised to see how packed this place was. I think it was around the evening time. It makes sense, it's dinner time. So we eventually get parking. We get out of the car, start walking up the door, and then we see this. And there was even a security guard. So that's how busy this place was. So I believe I got combo number 2, which is the cheeseburger. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with the prices here because I'd say McDonald's is probably the closest that we have to an In-N-Out in Toronto. And the prices here in Toronto have increased for McDonald's. So I believe the prices in In-N-Out are overall cheaper than the McDonald's here. So that was good. I believe my combo was $7.75. There was no seats inside. They did have outdoor seating, but those were all taken too. So we ended up walking across the street and sitting at some random like benches or whatever at this Hollywood school. So here we are just getting the food out, and here is a closer shot of my burger. And what I really liked about my burger was that it was very neat. It's very rare to get a burger from like a fast food joint and not have it look really sloppy and messy. So this is probably one of the neatest burgers I've ever had, so I was impressed with that as well. And after my first bite, I was impressed. I loved it. I loved the burger. I really liked the meat. I thought it was really juicy, very flavorful. Everything about this burger, I don't have any complaints on. So I can definitely see why it's so popular after eating this. Although their fries were not fresh. They do have potential though. They taste almost the same as McDonald's, but I think McDonald's fries are just superior overall. Can't go wrong with their burgers. I do recommend this place, obviously. But later on in the video, I actually do share a mini review on Shake Shack. So I'll let you guys know which I prefer later on in this video. And for the price, even better. Okay, so the next one is a coffee shop. I didn't really get the chance to visit many coffee shops in LA. I only really had coffees in restaurants. So this one is a place called Obet and Dells, and it's located in Thai Town in LA. It was very, very close to our Airbnb. It was like a 3-minute walk or 2-minute walk or something like that, so it was very close. And when I walked in, my first impression was wow. I was in love with the aesthetics of the place. They had really cute setups on the walls, and I had no idea what to order. I thought it was really cool that they had Filipino iced coffee. And what makes it Filipino is the ube in it. So for those who aren't familiar with that, it's like purple yam pretty much. And it's commonly found in taro bubble tea. It's like the purple one if you guys aren't familiar, but I honestly wasn't feeling anything too sweet, so I just got the latte. The latte was $5.75. A little pricey for my liking, but the latte did taste really good. I really liked it. But for convenience, I mean, I think going to a Starbucks and getting a latte there is probably better, but it was nice to try out. If we had spent more time in LA, I would have liked to go again to try out the other stuff on their menu, especially their O&D originals, like the Thai Town Latte, the Filipino iced coffee, and the 3-in-1 latte, but what can you do? So next up we have Leo's Tacos truck. So this was also pretty close by walking distance from Obet and Del's. So we thought we'd try it out as like a quick snack. And it was found in this parking lot near WSS. Upon arrival, there were already a lot of people sitting down eating, mostly construction workers. And I thought I had taken footage of the menu, but I can't find it. So here are some photos from Google. We were pleasantly surprised by the pricing here too. It was very, very cheap. I think one taco was like $2.50 or something like that, like $2.20 or $2.50. So my boyfriend and I got 3 chicken tacos each, and it came with some toppings separately here. There was no sauce for me because I think they only had spicy sauce, and I'm not really a huge fan of spicy food or spicy sauces, so I didn't get any of that. And overall, it tasted pretty good, especially for the price. And I know the rest of the guys here really, really like this place. I think they really wanted to go back again, but we decided not to just because we wanted to try out other restaurants. But yeah, there are other locations aside from this. If you guys ever see this taco truck, I do recommend you check it out. So next up is finally Shake Shack. And I had very, very high expectations of this burger because I know a ton of people from Toronto who have tried Shake Shack and they loved it. So this is the one in Beverly Hills, and I ordered the double shack burger, crinkle fries, and a drink. So I think this is supposed to be very comparable to Five Guys. It's this burger chain in Toronto. So the prices here is like double the amount. So for In-N-Out, my whole combo was $7.75, but for Shake Shack, I don't think there was any combos included. Like I think you had to buy everything separately. So for everything, it totaled to nearly like $18. So I immediately thought, okay, this has to taste better than In-N-Out if it's going to be a little bit more in price. So my first impression when I first got it, the burger was definitely not as neat as my In-N-Out burger. And after a few bites, I think you can see it in my face. Like I thought it tasted good, but I actually preferred In-N-Out more, which is surprising because I honestly thought I would have liked Shake Shack a lot more. Like the meat tasted good. In my opinion, I just think the In-N-Out burger tasted more flavorful and tasted juicier over this one. I'd still recommend Shake Shack. It still tastes really good, but in terms of taste and value, I'm going to have to go with In-N-Out. So next we have a couple of spots in Venice Beach. There were a ton of food places here, so we decided to try some of it out. So this place, I'm not too sure if it's even called Oceanfront Kitchen. So I got my food here, which is beside the CBD place shown in the footage. And I don't think it had a store name. So I just kind of assumed it was like joined together with Oceanfront Kitchen over here. And I got the chicken burrito for $14.99. It doesn't specify what else was in the burrito. Like when I ordered, they didn't really ask me what else I wanted inside it, but they did have other options like steak, vegetarian, and a breakfast burrito. My boyfriend and I ordered the same thing, and when he took a bite of his, he really liked it. He actually thought it was better than like Fat Bastard Burrito in Toronto. But then when I took a bite of mine, it literally fell apart. And the minute that happened, my boyfriend immediately switched his burrito with mine. He was very nice for doing that. I think he knew that I was gonna like freak out. So I really appreciate that he did that. He didn't have to. Yeah, this is a footage of the burrito that wasn't broken. So as you can see, there is black beans, lettuce, and rice. I'm not too sure if there were even any sauces in it. I think there was some sauce, but not that much. But yeah, from what I remembered, it didn't really taste that saucy. Because of that, I thought it was pretty dry, but I guess if you're not like a huge sauce fanatic, then it's not a big deal. But yeah, I thought this burrito tasted good. I personally don't think it's better than Fat Bastard Burrito or really that comparable to other popular burrito spots. I would personally recommend other places in Venice Beach to eat, especially if you want burritos, but my boyfriend really liked it, so I guess it just depends on your taste. And then the last place that we tried out in Venice Beach is this dessert spot called Sweet Lily's. So they're known for other main desserts and drinks, but our friend Lavon tried out their deep fried Oreos, and he also got churros. The churros tasted standard. There's nothing really special about it. It came with this like chocolate dipping, or maybe it's Nutella, I'm not too sure. But I really liked the deep fried Oreos. They were really hot and fresh. That was my first time eating deep fried anything. I know deep fried food is very popular in Toronto when you visit the CNE, and I never really bothered trying the food there, but this one was really good, and I only ate like one or two. So the last one, I was hesitant on even adding, but I thought, why not? This is Denny's. So there are a lot of Denny locations in Toronto. I've had some of their breakfast dishes in Toronto, and I don't have any complaints with that restaurant. It's pretty standard breakfast food, and we didn't even plan to go to Denny's. Like, this was not part of the itinerary because we all tried Denny's before in Toronto, but we decided to stop by after having dinner, and we all wanted coffee that night because we were all falling asleep during dinner. So we decided to go here for coffee. And then on a whim, we tried out the cinnamon sugar pancake Puppies. So it says on their website that it's their signature pancake batter mix fried to perfection, tossed in cinnamon sugar and served with cream cheese icing. Now, would I ever order this in Toronto? No, but here we decided to give it a go. And for those who live in Canada, it tasted very similar to a warm Timbit, but crunchier. It tasted good, and it obviously tasted even better with the cream cheese icing, but I think this is a great option to eat to share with friends. So overall, I think the casual foods that we ate there were pretty decent. I think out of all of those food choices, In-N-Out was probably my favorite, which is surprising. Let me know in the comments if you prefer Shake Shack or In-N-Out. The next video is either going to cover breakfast spots or dinner. I'm not too sure which one yet, but stay tuned for those. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It would really help a lot. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.